1. Africa, my land, Lord of the condemned, your mountains are the measures of your strife. Your rivers are the measures of your tears. Your soil is a measure of your pride. Africa, my land of trials and tribulations. Your wisdom has raised foreign nations and instilled hope to the desolate. Your African sun still shines jubilantly, lighting your beauty and humility. Your scars are hidden in your valleys and streams. Africa, my land of conquerors and warriors. With cracked feet, you continue to stand like Sirius. You shine against all odds, exonerate your fears, and continue to strive. Africa, my land of hope and victory. Beat the drum and call your children to rejoice in your might and strength. Let your wounds mark the battles you won. Let your beauty mark the beginning of a great journey, but not the end.
Okay, everyone. So we are the group 5, and our poem is all about, or the poem that we're going to discuss is entitled Africa Land by Sobal Masundo. So I am Daisy Gutierrez, and I will be discussing the author's background.
So in the poem, we can find the unfamiliar words or the difficult words. So first, we have desolate. It means feeling or showing misery, unhappiness, or loneliness. Next is jubilantly. It is in a way that shows or involves great happiness, especially because of a success. The third one is Sirius, also called Alpha Canis Majoris or the dog star, brightest star in the night sky with apparent visual magnitude of 1.46. It is a binary star in the constellation Canis Major. And lastly, we have exonerate. It means that all the colors used in this presentation. So these are the difficult words that we can find in the Africa land. Slide forward. So the author's background. So Sobal Masundo is an African poet. Aside from that, she is a human versus. She lived in Durban, KwaZulu, Natal, South Africa. She loves writing poetry, which is the best way of expressing herself. So it is the Masundo. She has experienced the struggles of living in a post-colonial nation and has seen firsthand the effects of racism and inequality. So her work explores the complexity of the African diaspora experiences and focuses on issues such as identity, belonging, and cultural tensions. She is interested in writing about her experiences and the plight of many African people. So here are some poems or words of Sobal Masundo. We have Death Does Not Judge, Farewell My Beloved, The Professor, Rat-a-tat Alang, A Poem for My English Pet, Rise Young Blue Woman, Race, Write Me a Love Letter, Another Bite, Dust, The Vineyard, The Merlot, Destiny, Silently, Sunny, and lastly, the most famous poem of her is Africa My Land. So let us know the country of Africa and the people of Africa or the people of Africa rather, still shines with a great joy in their heart, regardless of all criticism, racism, and everything that they've been through. So also, Sobel Masundo has her quotes. Excellence begins when you see a brand in yourself and a true reflection of that grandeur. So Sobel Masundo, as what I've researched, she is not into social media. Like, there are only few records of her. That's all of her back information or her experiences or achievements as an Aftica. So that's it.
Good evening, everyone. I am Liza Faith Vargas Sensing, and to continue, let's now have the element of poetry. So, first, we have the meter. So, we all know that in poetry, meter refers to the rhythmic structure of a poem created by patterns of stressed and unstressed syllables. So meter helps establish the overall rhythm and flow of a poem and can vary depending on the styles and form. So if the poem Island, the poem is written in free verse and add higher but specific metrical patterns. So the lines vary in their syllables count and stress patterns that indicates the poem as free verse. So, and this allows the poet to convey more the message and emotion in a way that best suits the content of the poem. So, slide please. Next, we have the rhyme scheme. So, rhyme scheme is a pattern of rhyming words in a poem. So, it usually the rhyme scheme. So, rhyme scheme is the pattern of rhyming words in a poem. It usually denotes by assigning a different letters of the alphabet to each new rhyme. So, in the poem Africa Land, there is no consistent or definable rhyming scheme in the poem. It also can identify a specific pattern of the end throughout the poem. Instead, the poem relies more on the imagery, language, and emotion conveyed through the word rather than a structured rhyme scheme. So, this allows the poet to focus on the message and the thematic elements of the poem without being restricted by specific rhyme patterns.
Stanza. A stanza is a group of lines in poem that are separated by spaces. It is similar to a paragraph in prose, but in poetry, stanzas are used to organize and structure the poem. They can vary in length and are often used to convey a particular idea or emotion. In the poem Africa My Land, the stanzas break the poem into sections, allowing the poet to explore different aspects of Africa's identity and significance. So, in Africa My Land, the poem is divided into 4 stanzas, each with a different number of lines. This division allows the poet to explore different aspects of Africa's identity and convey various emotions and ideas. So, second is verse. Verse refers to the individual lines within a stanza or poem. These lines often have a regular rhyme and rhyme scheme. In poetry, verses are used to create a musicality or flow, enhancing the overall impact of the word. In Africa My Land, the use of verses helps to form a rhythmic pattern, contributing to the poem's lyrical quality and adding to its emotional resonance The verses in this poem are likely to have been crafted with careful consideration of their sound and rhyme. So the use of verses in Africa My Land helps to establish rhythmic pattern and create a musicality in the poem. Each line has a regular rhyme and often follows a consistent rhyme scheme. This adds to the overall flow to the poem and enhances its lyrical quality. By carefully crafting each verse, the poet is able to create a distinctive and memorable sound. This can help to capture the reader's attention and make the poem more engaging. It also adds to the emotional resonance of the poem, as the rhyme can contribute to the overall mood and tone. So that's it.
Okay, good afternoon. Time pa ha? Take go, sige. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jane Sarvida, and my task is to discuss the symbols and the themes of this poem. So the first symbol of Africa, my land, the first symbol here is mountains. Mountains is referred to the great sufferings of the African rather, because they are a black people. So mountains refer also the wall between the black people and the white people. Then this is talks about their sufferings that they encountered every day in their daily lives. The next is the river. River symbolizes of their sorrow. This river is symbolizes the unmeasurable tears because they are experiencing a lot of sorrow every day because they are being discriminated. Yes, because as even though they are exist, but they are being unrecognized by the society, so they suffered a lot. So next is the soil. Soil symbolizes to their dignity as an African people, as a black people, because there are other people who humiliates them, who stepped for their dignity. So they are even they don't have even the right to fight for their dignity, but they're still fighting for it. Then next is the sun. Sun is symbolizes further happiness. Yes, because even though they are black people, but still they have the right to enjoy their life. Then lightning also, it symbolizes for for their happiness also. This symbolizes on even though whatever the dark they are surrounded by darkness, but still they can see a small light when the lightning comes. So next is the scar. So this refers to the emotional sufferings of every African people who are being discriminated by other people. Then next is the feet. So despite of all the sufferings, but still they can stand on their own feet because they have strength enough to stand with their own feet despite of their race. The next is the drum. Drum symbolizes to knock the heart of the other people, that despite of their sadness or sorrows that they are experiences, it symbolizes that they have the right to rejoice or to enjoy their life. Then the next is wand. This one is referred to their emotional feelings, because being discriminated by other people is not easy. So they're suffering emotionally. Then
The next is yes, that's the last symbol, the wand. Okay, next slide 4, please. Then the themes of the poem are, first is condemned. Yes, they are being condemned by the society, even though they are exist, but they are unrecognized by the society. The other people neglected them because of their race. Then strife and pride. This refer to their fight their fight for their right every day, every time that other people discriminate them, but still they are still fighting for it, their right. Then next is the trials and tribulation. So the African people encountered a lot of these trials every day, because not only in emotional, but the other people abuses them physically, and they are being humiliated because they treated them as the other people treated them as an animal because of their race. The next is wisdom and hope. So even though they are a black people, but they have wisdom, they are knowledgeable. For example, they are writing a poem. Yes, they are very talented when it comes to literature. Then next is hope. There are still hope in writing this poem, like writing this poem to express their feelings. The next is beauty and humility. Even though they are black people, but they have a kind heart. They are a good people, even though other people treat them in a bad way, but still their heart, the heart of the black African is really good. They have a kind heart. Then conquerors and warriors, even though sometimes they are in they are not fighting, let's just say they are not literally fighting for war physically, but still but they are fighting for war emotionally because of being discriminated, because of being humiliated. It is hard for them to fight for it, but they are fighting for that, for the because they have the right to live in the society. The next is stand and strive. So despite of all those wars that they encountered every day, still they can stand, and they can stand for their own feet. Then hope and victory. Yes, they are always in that poem. There are always hope and victory, especially when they surpass all the wars, all the experiences, the bad experiences that they are going through. The next is might and strength. I really appreciate for these kind of people, because despite of all those sufferings that they encountered with their life, still they have the strength to stand with their own feet and to fight for their own right as a human being. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, so let's talk about the mood of the poem titled Africa, My Land by Tawil Masondo. So the poem Africa, My Land by Tawil Masondo has hopeful mood. The poet expresses a deep sense of love and admiration for Africa, showcasing a positive outlook on the land and its people. So, this in the mood, the author emphasizes, it provokes a sense of pride and ownership by referring to Africa as my land. Masondo establishes a personal connection with the continent, emphasizing its importance and their identity. This sets a tone for the rest of the poem, which celebrates Africa's beauty and resilience. The descriptive language to paint a vivid picture of African natural landscape use phrases such as golden
savannas, and azure skies transport us to this enchanting land, allowing us to experience its significance firsthand. And the poet highlights Africa's diverse cultures through references of their traditional dances, music, and clothing. This serves as a reminder that despite of being one continent, Africa is home to numerous distinct societies with their own unique traditions. So, next slide, please. The tone. The tone is celebratory as it highlights the beauty and rich cultural heritage of the continent. Additionally, the tone reflects call for unity and appreciation for the African and its people. So it shows that African heritage and invitation for all readers to appreciate its beauty. Through its descriptive language and description of diverse cultures, this poem reminds us of the riches that lies within this vast continent. So let us embrace this opportunity to learn more about Africa through Tumbel Masundo's powerful words. So that's all. Thank you.
So, hello, my name is Jayparty Intrampas, and my part is to discuss to you about storyline and the poem structure. So, the in storyline, so the poem Africa Malan by Tobal Masundo does not have a narrative traditional storyline with characters and plot. Instead, it is a lyrical and expressive poem that celebrates Africa's multifaceted identity, its capacity to overcome challenges, and its enduring spirit of hope and resilience through vivid imagery and metaphors. So, the poem is not a narrative poem in the traditional sense, as it doesn't tell a story with characters and plot. So it is a lyrical and expressive poem because it focuses on the emotional and cultural aspects of Africa, that acknowledging their struggles and triumphs through imagery and metaphors. So next board. Next is so the structure of the poem Africa Malan by Tubal Masundo is a free verse form. It does not adhere to a specific rhyme scheme or meter. Instead, it is organized into 4 stanzas of varying lengths, each with its own thematic focus. So, the poem Africa Malan, it contains 4 stanzas with 5 lines in each stanza, and the number of syllables per line are inconsistent, and it's like a limerick poem. So, the poem has no rhyming scheme, so it can be associated as a free verse poem because it has no strict rhyme or meter. So, that is the form or structure of the poem Africa Malan by Tubal Masundo.
This is Clifford Esodrias, and we are going to tackle all about poetic devices and poet's choice of words. The author's choice of words in this poem, Africa My Land, is a powerful, evocative. She uses variety of imagery and symbolism to convey her deep love for Africa and her pride in its resilience and strength. In this first stanza, the author describes describes Africa as a land of condemned with mountains that measure its strife, rivers that measures its tears. These images suggest the suffering and hardship that Africa has endured throughout history, including colonialism, slavery, and poverty. However, the author also emphasized the Africa's pride, suggesting that its people have never given up on hope, even in the face of adversity. And the second stanza, the author praises Africa's wisdom and its ability to raise foreign nations and instill hope to the desolate. She also describes African sun as a shining jubilantly lighting up the continents. beauty, and humility. This imagery suggests that Africa is a source of inspiration and hope for people all over the world. And the third stanza, the author acknowledges Africa's scars, which are hidden in its valleys and streams. These scars represent the wound of the past, but the author also emphasizes the Africa is a land of conquerors and warriors. This imagery suggests that Africa has long history of overcoming challenges and emerging stronger. In the final stanza, the author expresses her hope for Africa's future. She encouraged Africans to beat the drum and call their children to rejoice in their might and strength. She also suggests that Africa's wounds will become a mark of its strength and resilience, and that the continent of its entering a new era of prosperity and peace. It's, Overall, the author's choice of words in the poem Africa My Land is both powerful and moving. She uses variety of imagery, symbolism, and convey her deep love for Africa and her pride and its resilience and strength. The poem is a celebration of Africa's rich history, culture, and it expresses hope for a bright future.
So the moral lesson of the poem titled Africa My Land by Tubal Macedon is a powerful piece of literature that carries a profound moral lesson. Through a vivid imagery and evocative language, the poet celebrates the beauty and richness of Africa while also shedding light on its struggles and challenges. So even though the Africa continent or country suffered and being enslaved for how many years and being discriminated by white people, they are still striving and they are doing their best and they're full of talents and their cultures are very nice and they deserve to be respected. They deserve to be loved by the society, to be accepted in the society because they have a lot of cultures to be shared and they're nice people and they are I think responsible and very and rich in terms of cultures and um, in their country. So that would be all our report for this evening. Thank you for watching, everyone. I am Danilo Dumundares Dumanhog with my co-reporters